Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. So in this video I'm going to take on another one of the original SBR stages. This is going to be Super Agility versus Extreme Strength. So in these original SBR, obviously they're probably the easiest SBR to do now. I mean, they've been around for a while, they were designed for a bit older content. So it's definitely, well, older units, so it's definitely the first SBR content that you should tackle. And the reason I always suggest people to do these stages is because it will help you develop monotype teams, which really help you a lot with your ultimate challenge that you do each month. So if you're able to do that, then you should be able to at least put up some kind of team that can at least get you a bit of the way through the ultimate challenge. So just taking a look at the side, obviously I've gone for almost entirely free to play as a team. I have the 120% SS4 Vegeta as a lead on my side. I've taken the SS4 Goku as a friend lead, it's not mine. And then obviously I've gone with the Easy A Piccolo, who provides a bit of defense and healing. We've gone with the Hercule and Boo combo card, which is, you know, one of the newer units that came out from the download celebration. Very reliable unit, can be used for a bit of defense and a little bit of healing as well. We have the Bardock, who's just easy aid. He's going to just be some form of decent damage. And we have the free-to-play LR Goku and Arale, who are a very good card and are able to help us do some damage and obviously seal and provide some mitigation. So just taking a look at the defense, obviously Broly's defense is not too impressive. There we go, spam message from my cell phone provider, thank you guys very much. But yeah, so obviously we have Vegeta there. He's going to just kind of let me know what's happening, and he's going to do a decent amount of damage. He's going to link up with Goku, SS4, and they're basically going to be the units that take out the majority of the units. As you can see, Vegeta is going to tank decently well. Obviously, in Extreme SBR, I would never ever in my life have let Vegeta take a super attack or any hits from those units. He would have pretty much almost immediately died. But because it's the original monotype SBRs, it's kind of allowable to let them take that damage, at least if you get what I'm saying. They do have the numbers are not as high in the original SBR, like not as high as category SBR, not as high as the SBR, not as high as anything. So even though it's still tough, especially for new players, it's definitely more doable than any of the other content. And yeah, sorry, getting back to that, our second rotation will feature our other summonable cards. So there's only 2 summonable cards in this entire team, and that is the Universe 7 Fitboo. The reason I take Fitboo is just because he is an absolute unit. He has such high defense that he can take any hit. He's got a chance to evade, and he can stun. So overall, he's super reliable as a unit. And then we have Hercule coming in with attack lowering. So basically, Goku and Arale are going to float, they're going to provide rainbow orbs, they're going to provide some sealing, and when they super on the 18 key, they greatly raise their defense, which allows them to tank somewhat decently because they have damage reduction if they attack before the person that's attacking them. So basically they always have damage reduction if they are not in first slot, or if they're in first slot and no one's attacking before them. So you can see here, I kind of just go with the Ghost Usher. The reason being is I basically just want to eliminate several units straight away. In terms of like no iteming the stage or whatever, or that stupid thing is, there's no real point in the iteming stage unless you obviously feel personal sense of satisfaction, then go for it. But yeah, people who want to conserve items, it's pretty pointless. You will always get more items, rather pop the item if you want to feel safe. That's my number 1 rule. If you feel like there's a chance of you dying here, or you think that item's gonna rather help you than not, just pop it. There's no shame. Yeah, you might run out in the end, but you can take a gamble then. there's no point taking the gamble now. Rather take the gamble later on in the stage. Because taking a gamble later on means you're at least there at that point. Taking a gamble now means you might die before you get there. So, yeah, it's basically how I evaluate my decisions. So you'll see here we've got the Hercule and the Boo. So they have 40% damage reduction. So even though they have low defense, they have 40% damage reduction, and also they lower the enemy's attack. And then obviously the Fit Boo is super tanky. He's going to sit in the second slot, and then we're going to have Bardock just kind of float, dealing damage. He does a decent amount of damage. He does about 1 million. We don't get his ape transformation either, which could have been super helpful, because his great ape transformation is actually pretty decent and could help out a lot. So that is one thing that is a bit unfortunate about it, but I mean, hey, you know you have that as an option if you bring Bardock. So then, yeah, two things we don't get. So we don't get the fusion with Piccolo, obviously, because there's no other Namekian on the team, and we don't manage to get his fusion into Nail, which would have helped us regain some more health. And then the other thing we don't get is we don't get the transformation of Hercule to Majin Buu. Unfortunately, that would have been the best point of call, because that Majin Buu unit is absolutely nuts. And he would have dished out some really good damage and really helped us kind of clean up the fights a bit better. But overall, yeah, I was very happy with how this team performed. Goku basically does all the damage, which, you know, is understandable considering that's kind of the strategy we're building here. So even if you don't have SF4 Vegeta and you're using maybe another agility type lead, the majority of agility type leads are at least Goku's family. Just make sure that your lead has prepared for battle and some of the key links that Goku needs, and he'll still dish out a very decent amount of damage. That's the easiest way I can kind of tell you to handle it, so to say. So yeah, there's Fit Buu getting a decent attack stat. He doesn't get the craziest attack stats. It's not like he pops out with like 3 mil attack stats and then has like 200k defense. He's got the 200k defense basically, but he doesn't have the super high attack stats. But that's okay, because his utility he brings is more than enough really to validate his inclusion into the team. So that's the second fight done. Obviously, anyone knows the original type SBR are 4 fights, so we'll just quickly shift on to the next one. Ideally, you want to get your Dokkan attack in the last stage, but unfortunately here, you'll see that I'm unable to prevent getting the Dokkan attack, which is a bit of a shame. But it is one of those things where you want to try and manage it as much as possible, but at the same time, I think I've mentioned before in the video, you don't want to hinder yourself by not getting it, if that makes sense. So you can see here I screwed up the orbs, but it's not too much of a problem. I'm just going to roll with it, because we're going to clear this one easily, so I'm not going to log out and reset. But if you do screw up the orbs, all you have to do is, instead of finishing the turn, just close the app, swipe it closed, and then you'll be able to open it back up. It'll say continue, and all of your decisions will be reset to beginning of that turn. It's not cheating or anything. It basically just, if you make a mistake, it allows you to reset, which is nice. But just remember, obviously, if you attack with all 3 units and you then close the app, it's not going to reset or help you out. Yeah, 1.4 with Bardock. So you can see Bardock does decent damage. I mean, again, these are, you know, 120%, 100% leads, and Bardock's getting 1.4 million. It's not like we're catering to him or getting him links. So I'm very pleased with how Bardock's performing. I'll be interested to see how he does when I take him in the giant form category SBR, and we go from there. Obviously, as you can see, I've been kind of filling up on the SBRs just so I can get to the new sections of them. And kind of move from there. I kind of want the mono category done, and obviously I did the 10 latest stages, which is, nice to know that at least people who want to do the latest content can look there for a reference. Boo coming in clutch with the stun. So as you can see, we clearly have this fight under control. and I wanted to save the Dokkan attack for the final fight, but it's okay. Like I said before, at the end of the day, there's a dodge from Hercule and Boo. So also with Hercule and Boo, by the way, once they get hit once, they gain evasion. So that means that first hit may sting a little bit, but with their damage reduction and their evasion, they can definitely hold their own. I've used them in extreme SBR, obviously with items, more items than this, of course. But yeah, they definitely 100% can hold their own. They're very impressive units. So yeah, we're gonna, with the reason Goku and Arale and SS4 Goku have decent synergy is not because of links or anything, but Goku and Arale generate a lot of rainbow orbs because they need rainbow orbs as well, and because Goku gets mad ki from rainbow orbs, it allows you to feed that Goku ki to really allow him to get his 18 keys and basically eliminate units. So as you can see with our strategy, I kind of left Turles because I just wanted Goku to eliminate the unit that was attacking Goku and Arale, and then that allowed Vegeta to eliminate Turles, and then obviously Goku and Arale to seal the unit that was attacking him. Those kind of decisions there are kind of how you mitigate your damage, because you really need to understand who's attacking who and what's the most dangerous. And Goku and Arale, as much as they gained attack and defense, I was going to be able to get them their 18 key. So it's very important that I made sure that they couldn't take as much damage as possible. So we got Shape Up Boo, it's not going to take any damage at all. And here, like I said, we unfortunately get our Dokkan attack. Out of these choices, obviously Shape Up Boo is the best one for the Dokkan attack, but ideally it would have been the last stage and first turn, and then I would have been able to get it with Goku, and we would have been able to pretty much insta-wipe that stage. Obviously that didn't happen. Like I say, could have tried maybe to, leave it for the next stage, but it was very difficult with the way the orbs fell there. So overall, it's not a train smash, but yeah, if you can avoid it, even just getting it at the beginning of stage 3 is better than getting it at the tail end of stage 3, because it's not really doing too much for you barring the heal. But if you get it, you get it. Make sure you hit all the orbs, make sure you get the heal, and then go from there. So you can see I pop an Icarus. So for anyone who doesn't know what the SBR stages, basically how it kind of works is if there's stages with 5 units, they usually have less health and do less damage individually than stages with 2 units, with maybe the main feature unit being the toughest. Like for example, if it's Bojack and his gang, Bojack hits the hardest and has the most health, but the rest of them are way weaker and have way less health, so you can almost like one-shot them. It's kind of like the Ginyu Force and all those stages, and because of that, obviously there's certain metrics that can apply. Like, so for example, if I am fighting the Bojack team and I know I can insta-kill 2 of them with 2 of my cards, you can obviously do that instead. Whereas here, because you're fighting 2 enemies, it is a little bit harder because they have more health and they do more damage, so you end up running the risk of taking a lot more damage if you don't use an item. So yeah, it's just one of those things that you have to gauge and evaluate in your head. So yeah, Piccolo didn't get much time to shine or do anything, but as you can see, he's a decent unit. He raises defense on the super, and then when he metamorphoses, or whatever it is, they call it fusion, I think, or assimilation. Yeah, there we go. Whenever he assimilates with Nail, it's pretty good. He obviously gains more health, does more damage, he's just a lot better, heals a lot more as well. So yeah, but we didn't get that, but it's okay. So we get the stun there, then we have Goku and Arale come in, and they're going to do a decent amount of damage, and then I think next turn we're going to finish the fight off with Vegeta, which, I do, because fuck Goku, man. Vegeta for the win. No, but yeah, basically very, 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 very good run there. Nice team. So if you're going to run this team, obviously like I say, and you're going to use the whole strategy of taking a friend SS4 Goku, Just bear in mind, like I said, that you want to keep a unit that links with them, at least enough to give them key, and you should be good to go from there. But otherwise, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video helps you with some team build designs, and yeah, if you're afraid of taking on SBR, look, you can do it with almost a whole fully free-to-play team. But anyway, cheers guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!